Everybody, Dave Nasty at Epic Guitar Instruction. How are you today? We're gonna learn another cool Van Halen song. This one's off of 5150. It's called Summer Nights. But the reason why I chose this one is he used a trans trem guitar when he did this back in the day. That was one of those really cool looking squirrely thingies where it was all like cut off and it looked, I don't know, really boxed out, and it was just weird, by Steinberger, I believe. And it had the ability to be able to lock the guitar really quickly a whole step away, and then you could flick it and you'd be back in normal tuning. We're going to get commando on this, and we're going to show ourselves that we don't need that device. And we're going to learn it just like we have Nature's Capo, our first finger. We're going to have a good time. So let's learn Summer Nights. Let's get into this. It's Van Halen. Never can be wrong. And we appreciate you watching. So let's take a look here. What we're going to start off with. Now, working on the way that my hands are placed here, I have my first finger barred on the 3rd fret. It's all the way to the 5th string, and then I have my 3rd finger up here on the 6th fret, 6th string, and my pinky is on the 2nd string in the same fret, much like I would be holding the voicing of a caged G chord. But now this looks kind of crazy. What we're doing here is well within your ability, but we just want to make sure that we turn and see that if we put our thumb just like this, this is going to give us the best possible way to be able to achieve these kind of sounds. So that's really, really important. Don't mind the beast. He's just rustling down here. Just, you might hear him in the background. But there he is. Oh, we love Miles. So as we go through this song, we're going to leave our finger down much like it works to be a capo. Okay? So let's take a look at what's going to happen. Now I'm going to use my pick, and I'm going to hybrid play this here. So I have my pick hitting the 6th string. My 3rd finger is going to hit the 2nd string, and my middle finger is going to hit the 3rd string. I'm going to immediately go. Now notice that's a pick on the 4th string. I'm rolling. That's how we're starting this off. Striking it. From there, we're going to continue on. Now the next chord that we're going to play is going to be a D-type shape. So I'm just going to outline the chords, and then we'll get into more specifically what's happening, just for the sake of keeping it easy. I'm still barring, but I'm thinking of this D shape, and I have my middle finger here, my 3rd finger on the high E string. These are both on the 5th fret. Of course, nothing on the 2nd string yet, because that's going to go on the 6th. So as I play this, I'm going to strike by hybrid picking the 4th string, 3rd string, and 2nd string. I'm going to roll those notes, lift up my 3rd finger, and I'm going to play the high E string to the B string. We have this. Let's look at this motion here. First chord, next chord, rolling, lifting. That's how we're starting off. Next one, I'm leaving my 1st finger now to the 4th string. 3rd finger's on the 5th string, 5th fret, and pinky's out on the 6th string here, or 6th fret, 2nd string. In context, next chord. C chord. We've done this kind of stuff before, a little easier perhaps. 3rd finger, extending my pinky to the 2nd string. I'm going to suspend it. 3rd finger, 1st finger, 2nd string, 3rd fret, 3rd string, 5th fret. In context, that's how we're ending. A lot of stuff going on, but we can do this. We have a stab, a roll, stab, roll, stab. So I think we're doing pretty good. Try one more time. and then we hit our C chord. So when we get out of this, now we're going to roll through this and play our chords like so. Now I'm going to strum down, up, down, bring this third finger over, down, up. Rolling down here, we're going to start with our first finger. All right, let's put that in context. Now, if you can notice what's happening, really I'm going da 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 dum, da da dum dum dum. If I had a capo, right? And we're going to get to that in an open position, but we're using nature's capo, our first finger. It's definitely a little bit of work. But it's fun to play, and it's fun to understand. Now we're going to hit an A chord, to a D chord, and that's going to take us to playing the same thing in standard position. So let's go over that intro one more time, make sure we didn't miss anything, and then we're going to carry on to that, and we're going to move pretty quickly through the rest of it. That's going to be the most labor-intensive section, I believe, just arpeggiating and getting used to that capo type feel. Right? On the way out of that, then we have this nice little run. Notice if we start on 3, we're going to go 5, 6, 7, hit our peaky on 8, and back down again. Taking this into the first position. We start with an open string, and we mimic that same roll. 4, 2, open, 4, 2, open. Starting from an open string, now we're going to mimic that other rolling, going forward motion. Open, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, open. Pull up a little bit on the bar and we get ourselves into the verse there. So that's going to be really nice to play. There's some crazy dynamic going on, but what we're doing is recreating the same type of play in 2 positions after mimicking a capo. So again, these chords look just like this. Taking G to D, G to A, rolling, and recreating the same thing in a minute after we go up. And after he hits this chord, he just straight changes keys right into that. So after we have our picked intro, we lead back into that same position. Just mapping chords. Making it easy. A little awkward on that part, but it's fun to play. We pull up, and we get into a really blues-based kind of rhythm that's centered around an A that sounds like this. So let's take a look at what's going on there. It's a big kind of boogie shuffle, really, right? So if I play this slow, look at all that jumping going on there with that first finger. We should kind of point that out because you're really differentiating the 2 points of an A to a B. So we have. Now, notice that we don't need a lot to bring in the D chord. We can take that first finger. So you're thinking D, B, A, B, hammer on, pull off, D, B, open, 2, 3, open, and swing to it. A, B. Now that D to B happens quick. Notice that quick jump. Now that little fill, open D string, pulling off here, much like that intro. That's an open D going from the C sharp on the 4th fret. A little bit of vibrato. That's your first section. The next part's pretty fun to play. I gotta say, it's really kind of different in the sense that we're gonna have some interval sliding. But we're almost done with the song, and this is really cool to do. My middle finger's on the 4th string, 7th fret, as well as my 2nd finger. I'm spaced over so that I'm not touching the 3rd string, kind of barring it, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna slide it like that classic kind of blues thing. E chord, suspended E chord, sliding back up to an E chord. And stop it. So cool to think of, just classic kind of Van Halen stuff buried in the background you would never catch. Now this next part is going to start with an open D string, and I'm going to hybrid pick that note there, and it sounds kind of silly, but what I'm going to do is hammer a D. Now notice that I'm going to pick my D, keeping that same shape we just had a minute ago. I'm on the 4th string and the 2nd string. I'm going to go 7, 6, 5. And then in a minute, I don't want to knock myself out of tune, I'm going to do a dive bomb pinch harmonic on the 5th fret with my index finger on the 3rd string. So I have, and that's how we achieve that. Now what that is that's a raking pinch harmonic, and then I'm going to dive bomb with my bar by grabbing it in this fashion. In context, see it. Back in. D to E. Bring over. So now that you could think like D to E, D to F sharp, D to G. Hit the B. I mean, he kind of singles out those notes pretty easy there. Now this is going to be tapping here, and then we're just about finished, everybody. We're going to tap on the 12th fret, pull from 7 to 4, pull from 4 to an open. We're going to roll it all together. 12, and we're done. And then we're out of that. Let's look at all of this in context slow from here. One more. Wow. Just don't want to knock myself out too. Half of the verse. Back to the intro. Not so squirrely there, but that's what it is. Then you get a little bit more of that open string there. Rolls are better. So that's your song, that's your jam. Solo section, I gotta say, is the easiest thing in the world. That's what the rhythm is. That's 6 and 6 right here. 3rd string, 2nd string, and the 5th string, kind of muting the D. Bunch of cool licks. out of your C pentatonic. So I'll say this: if you're interested in the soloing and stuff, and I, as well as many, have contributed to the decoding of Eddie Van Halen's style. Much to do even on this here Epic Guitar Instruction site. So the scale shapes that are really familiar to you that will be easiest to find are in many ways described in that description box below. So let me point that out. There's a link in that description box that if you click on it, it's going to give you a free video and coinciding ebook that's not available on YouTube. And that'll help you with some scale diagrams and just going through all the terminology. There's so much content to a song like this to make sure and cram it in a way that's presentable to you so you're not bored. But if you look at that, and I tell you, you go to the pentatonic scale working out a C. Just have fun with it and understand that that's where some of those lead bits are going to come from. We have the bulk of the song, and we have a great way for you to get lost at home and enjoy learning something new. So please subscribe to the channel, click the like button, leave us a comment, all of those things. We appreciate it and we like the suggestion. So I will see you next time. I'm going to play this out. We have some good Olympic work, pretending like we're using nature's capo. We transposed it to another key. It's a good Van Halen song. Thanks so much, everybody. I'll see you next time.